styling.
Yeah, I think it's very user friendly. I can never get my hair to be the right color or anything.
How do you change the color?
The dialogues that are there should let you. There's like color requester things.
Facial recognition not active.
Facial recognition not active. I don't know what that is. Was that a requester that popped up?
No, it's on the bottom of the screen.
Huh. I have no idea what that is. The nice thing is you should never get lost again. Once you get in, you'll see why.
Okay.
Where the hell? Okay, why is that not? Come on, what the hell?
I don't like that hair. Actually, I don't like ponytails.
And neither do I. When you go to the hair, there should be a bunch of selections of different hairs. Did I lose you? Or is that somebody else? Oh, it's P-Gill. Hey, stranger.
Hey, yeah, I know. It's been this weekend, but fun.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Hey, Chief's in tonight. Finally made it back.
Projects. Oh, my boys have decided that their new gig is going to be picking up broken tractor lawnmowers and fixing them and flipping them.
Great. Good luck with that one.
Oh, I know. They've already got one. We spent a freaking half a day or more fixing up our old. Me and my brothers had this old motorcycle trailer. You know, we used to, back in the 80s, right? All our motorcycles around. So they find it out in the goddamn pasture, and they're like, blah blah blah. They fixed it all up,
Yeah.
with some help, and then they picked up a lawnmower, and we got that running.
Did you hear me about Chief's with us?
No.
He's been gone for a while. Yeah, he's in the channel talking to us. He's playing right now.
Oh, coffee? Did you say?
Chief, no. Chief.
Yo.
Chief.
Oh, Chief.
Yeah.
So his health is better. He's feeling better.
Feeling better. I feel good enough to play.
Good. Well, that's great to hear, man. I don't think I've met before, but it's a pleasure.
Oh, I thought you guys had met.
No,
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Not in voice comms, anyways.
Where are we launching from? Laurelville, Orson, Area 18, and New Baptist.
I forgot where I.
Probably Area 18.
It might be. P-Gill goes there all the time. I can't remember if I did or not, but that's fine.
Yeah, you're either Laurelville or there.
Laurelville is where you can get your guns and stuff quickly, right as you come out.
No, that's Area 18.
That's it.
That's where I want to go.
Yeah, well, join on me. Oh, wait, no, you got to go in first because you just made your account. So, yeah, go into Area 18. What the hell?
That's it. Do you have a press, like a progressive press?
Progressive press? What's that?
You know, like
You're talking about reloading?
Yeah, reloading.
Yeah, reloading. Progressive press.
No, I've got a Hornady.
You got a Hornady one?
Yeah.
How many stations does it have on it?
Well, mine's it's a 6-station
Yeah.
Lee
I
progressive.
got a Lee 6 progressive.
It's an old one, right? It's they don't make it anymore. They now use that the double, kind of like that double shaft one, where and then it throws up the bottom. I think it's the bottom still, but just like the older one. But we're gonna redesign it because it keeps mushrooming the hub where the base plate rotates, you know, around the progression, you know, it rotates to pull it around, right?
Yep.
That hub, because you got to tighten the shit out of that frickin' bolt through the main cylinder, right? That goes up and down. There's that long bolt that goes up through right up to the top cap, but it tightens down on that base, right? And that base is like freaking Zymac or something. I don't know what metal. It's not cast iron or anything. But because you got to tighten it down so hard to keep that thing from rotating any, you know, because you punch the drive shaft through to rotate the plate, right? When you progress, you know, you punk and then you go down and it kind of resets, and you got to keep punching that guy as it drags down the slope and then kicks over and you punch it back in, right? But that hub that the plate sits on keeps expanding, right? Because I think because it just has threads at about the top. I don't know, what is it, ½ inch of that thing is threaded only, and the rest of that 1.5 inches of that thing doesn't have any threads, right? It's just bare.
Yeah.
But the idea is we're gonna get a helicoil kit, hopefully the right one that fits the existing threads of that bolt, that really long bolt, thread it a little bit further down. It's got the material to just continue the threading of it, take it down maybe 2 inches of thread, and then helicoil it for the whole way for that thread pitch, so that it'll thread in the whole distance, and then the very top section where that hub is, we're going to just drill out the threads. So it doesn't have threads there, and then it's going to have like 1.5 inches or whatever there is. Down the bottom section of it will be fully threaded. So that it doesn't.
Already that way.
Yours is already that way.
Yes.
It's threaded the whole way.
Yes.
Ours is really fucked. So they must have come up with this fix on their own, because ours doesn't, right? The one that we have is just threaded at about the top ½ inch, right where the hub is for the base plate that rotates, and it just keeps the pressure keeps mushrooming it, and then it binds the base plate.
See, mine is threaded all the way in, so you can set the preferred depth of each die.
No, not the top. That, like, all my dies go on the top of this press.
Yeah.
The base plate, where I'm talking about, is the bottom. You have the shell holder plate. Maybe I was describing it wrong. The shell holder plate that rotates on this one. Yeah. The top is where all the dies are, and those are fixed, right? Those don't move. And the dies, yeah, that all works great. It's just this bottom, the shell plate rotation, it keeps binding up because of the hub. It expands due to pressure. We just got to tighten that sucker down so much so that thing doesn't rotate at all. Otherwise, Yeah, it's anyway. So. We were working on that this weekend too, so it was a busy weekend. Because I'm
What
pissed
are
I
you
haven't been able to reload.
What are you reloading?
We reload all kinds of stuff. Currently, I've been doing a bunch of 762 by 5.1, 308.
308.
Yeah.
You reload 9mm?
You know, we don't. That's actually something we don't reload is 9mm. We got a ton of brass for it that we pick up at the range, but we just never reload it because it's so damn cheap to buy. I don't really reload it. But I got a lot of brass. That's probably many of primers, but
Try reloading a 9mm with something other than a hard ball and see how expensive it is.
Oh, yeah, it's a little pricier. If you're doing,
Real prices.
It's real pricey. If you're using some defense, something that's
Yep.
an expanding defense load.
Yep.
Yeah, it probably
why,
is, right.
Why would that happen when the hollow point would actually be cheaper to make than a freaking full metal jacket? It's less material.
Maybe it's volume. Maybe it's just I don't know. But yeah, they are more expensive if you're not buying just ball armor, right?
That's weird.
FMJ.
Yeah, I do like
it. All is.
Huh.
But I don't shoot. Yeah, I guess I shoot a bit of 9 for sure.
Yeah, we were
I shoot a lot of 357 when it comes to expanding stuff. Defense load is mostly all 357.
Yeah, my defense load is either 12 gauge or a Benelli or my 9mm defense.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a Benelli. I like my frickin' 970 Pro though.
Yeah, well, keep in mind,
Jerry Michalek I got last year.
Yeah, but as you know, all my nice toys I got while I was still single.
Sure, while you were before you were out of the military, sure.
Yep. So, if I hadn't got them then, I wouldn't have them now. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And I ain't
a little irritated I couldn't frickin' Colorado, dumbasses.
What I like is a lot of mine though are what's the word I want to use? They're not in a database.
Oh, right. Yeah, I have a couple guns that probably aren't in a database.
Yeah, I've got
everything else. I'm sure is. Yeah.
I think I've got. What do I have that would be in my SR9C? I believe would be. That's a sidearm, Ruger.
Yeah, I've got my 357 won't be in my 9mm. My H&K 9mm is not in the database.
Yeah, my Ruger P89 is, because I actually carried that originally in law enforcement. And then the SR9C, I believe, is registered. Not registered, but it'd be in the records because I bought it at a dealer.
Right. Yeah. Even though the government's not supposed to.
Well, it's against the law for them to keep database. Yeah.
I fully believe that they are ignoring that. That lawsuit's going through where that one frickin' inspector was sitting there photographing with her phone all the FFL logbooks.
Oh, they got them.
I hope that lady goes to jail for a while.
Yeah. Well, they got themselves in a world of trouble in 2012 with me. I was responsible for, I was helping design that new government bunker that I've talked about before.
Yeah.
And I was responsible also for all our weapons, armored vehicles, blah, blah. I had a budget. And so the new armories, we had 2 armories that I designed into the place, I also had to build. Well, there were some specialty weapons and stuff like that we wanted that weren't in normal stock. And we're allowed to do that with special units. So I went to a dealer and I ordered, I think it was 8 or 10 M4 weapons, and I ordered, what the hell else did I order? Oh, a bunch of sidearms, and then I ordered a bunch of ammo, pallet of ammo to go with everything. And what else did I order? There were a couple other, weapons that I ordered that were not your standard, civilians got to go buy these, especially in quantity type thing. And 2 days later, I get a knock on the door of where I was staying. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I look out and I'm like, these guys look official. So I answer the door and I'm like, can I help you? And they go, well, I'm FBI agent so-and-so, and the other guy's ATF agent so-and-so. And I'm like, something I can help you with? And they're like, well, we are concerned about weapons purchase you made recently. And I looked at them, I'm like, you're joking, right? Because if you're not joking, you just opened a can of worms you shouldn't have opened. And they're like, well, what do you mean by that? And I go, well, first off, what weapons are you referring to? And he listed off some of the weapons that I purchased. And I stood there and I looked at him and I go, I need to make a phone call. And they're like, well, why do you need to make a phone call? I said, well, one, you just violated every constitutional right pertaining to weapons there is. I go, second, because there's no way you could know what I bought.
Without breaking the law.
Without breaking the law.
law.
And they looked at me and they're like, well, we have other means. I said, I don't give a shit what the other means are. You just came
They
in my
don't
door.
mean you are. They're all illegal.
Right. And I said, the second mistake you made was, one, I'm United States military. This is I don't want to say over public what my unit name was, but I said, here is a phone number you need to call, and you need to call it right now. And I go, and third, I'm also a part-time sworn deputy sheriff. And there's no freaking law in the books that allows law enforcement to do what you're doing right now. And they knew everything that I bought. Everything. How much I paid for it, the whole 9 yards. Boy, did both agencies got reamed back and forth and up and down by military. Huh?
They didn't change their behavior.
Well, what's funny is they got reamed
all the time.
Yeah, well, the sad part is they got reamed because of me, not because of knowing what I bought. Because my records were classified.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the problem. They're sitting there under that guise of, well, people they're making these purchases and then they're straw purchases and they're selling them, right? They're not FFL. So
Except that's not illegal.
We're obligated to relegate it. It's like, I don't know, so what? It's not illegal.
Right, it's not illegal. They say it is, but it's not. It's not constitutional for them to do that. Hell,
they'll shoot you in the head for it.
Well, yeah, did you hear they just went after another person too? I can't remember the specifics off the top of my head right now, but they went after another person, and then the FBI or DOJ just arrested a lady for doing nothing but protesting in front of an abortion clinic. And the judge
they've been doing that a while.
But anyway, they got their asses handed to me because with units like mine, with people like me in the military, and Chief knows this for when it comes to special weapon handling and certain special forces, your records are sealed against all. You cannot access those records unless you have a certain security clearance. In this case, you'd need a top secret SCI clearance to look at my records. So, which was really funny, when I became a part-time deputy sheriff, in my last
they ran their background on you? Yeah.
They ran a background and it came up blank, like I didn't exist, and they're like, what the fuck? And I said, here, try this. And she tried that, and it came up with a big-ass red banner. It says, you have been monitored by Department of Defense, blah, blah, blah. Please call this number. Oh, it's hilarious. And the sheriff was going, what the fuck? I go, well, that's what I warned you about. So they called, and I gave a code ID number that was valid. They were able to finish their all they got from them was I was legit, no, I had no felonies, and, so be it, blessing, move on. But it was funny to watch these deputies' reactions, because they'd never seen anything like that before, It was hilarious. And I also, and still to today, I think I mentioned this, I still carry DHS valid ID. Department of Homeland Security, but I don't like to tell people that because I think DHS is full of shit. but I carry it because I'm still attached to DoD, and it allows me to carry anywhere. All I got to do is, I don't have to, it doesn't matter what state. I could go to New York City and carry, or Washington, D.C., or California, or whatever. It's got some other things to it, too, but I'm not going to talk about those over open communications. The irony being, that ID allows me to still make constitutional arrests. I still have arrest powers. Sometime we ever get together, I'll have to show it to you. Just between us, though, I'm not gonna show everybody. But someday we ever get together, I'll show it to you. You'll be like, holy fuck. There's a whole different world out there. Now you know why I'm so anti about a lot of parts of our government. Because I've seen the shit. And I want it stopped. I'm hoping whoever the next president is shuts down all the agencies and cleans house. Start over.
Yep.
That's what I want.
That sure would be nice.
Yep. That's what I want. And, and the people that I, have consultations with and stuff out of DoD, they're all the same way. In fact, most military are. They agree with that too. The active duties that we deal with, they're same thing. But I can tell you, Special Forces to a T. Oh, they've made it very clear. Biden, most of them, unless it's in a legit order, like our country's attacked and we have to defend it.
I can hardly watch him anymore. That stilted gait that he has, and everything with it, it's like just makes me cringe. I've worked a lot in nursing homes over the years because our company does. A lot of our clients are nursing homes, right? If we do television, satellite television, and audio systems and all that, so there's tons of clients. So over the years I've been in so many nursing homes, just service calls and installations and stuff.
Right.
You see that gait so much.
Or the way he talks.
And the way, all of it, I've spent, you're sitting there going in everybody's, you're going into rooms and you're putting in wall plates and hooking up their TVs and all, things like that in and out all the time. And you just, I love talking to people, especially older people, but there's so many people that are obviously kind of, dementia or onset dementia. They're just like Biden. It's Biden to a T, and I just see it and I'm like, God, that guy he's gone. Well, he's not gone, but he's
pretty
close.
He's close.
Yeah, he's in and out, right?
Well, I think they're medicating him. I think they're just medicating the shit out of him.
Well, you can hop them, I've heard that. You can hop them up a bit on stuff, but it accelerates the decline is the problem, right? It just accelerates it. And you can see
I didn't know that.
It accelerates.
Yeah. I keep wanting to have sympathy for him, because a lot of it's age related. And then I remember who the fucker is. The fact that he gave China the Aegis combat system, the F-35.
Shit.
I mean, where do you think he got the What do you think he got the $10 million for? Just being a nice guy with a smile? I don't think so. I personally, and Chief knows this because I've said it before, I personally think that the Biden family is the worst Manchurian candidate this country has ever been through.
Yep.
And
I'm not sure. I don't think of them as a Manchurian candidate, right?
Oh, we do.
I think of them as just a straight up, they are just money grubbing, corrupt son of a bitches. I think they're just full on. They have no morals about it. They don't care about the country.
Right.
They just care about making money, right? Whereas to me, a Manchurian candidate is someone who is
sold the country down to
yeah, but more like they're loyal to the other country, right? Their loyalties are tied to, say like a classic Russian
Right.
or Chinese
But see,
Manchurian. They're loyal to that country. They're
right,
like
but here's the difference why
China.
yeah.
here's the difference why military like Chief and I would call him a Manchurian candidate though. As a civilian, you're not privy to a lot of the stuff that we've had access to and seen. And in my case, I'm all up to date all the time, as you know. Well, there is more data the public's not aware of that pretty much proves it, which is why the Democrats are working so hard to hide it, because they know the Democratic Party would be over with if this ever gets out. The problem is when you take all the information and you put it into certain timelines, it becomes very obvious and very clear that the timelines and what came of it match up perfectly. And that includes when Biden was VP, how China all of a sudden, almost like overnight, started building new ships with an Aegis combat system that's a copy of ours, a direct copy.
They fucking built a Ford-class carrier.
Correct. And a lot of that stuff matches up, and one of the things did slip publicly, which is his stealing of classified documentation, including blueprints from a skiff. And Chief can tell you that's nearly impossible.
Well, he did that as a senator, I thought.
Right. That is impossible unless you are actively using tradecraft to get it. A skiff is basically, Chief, how would you describe it?
Yeah, he's not, a skiff is supposed, you can't take anything out of the damn thing, can't take anything in to record, right?
Right, and it's
and
so secure. So how
either
he
there was
pulled it
some
off?
collusion with the security of the skiff with him, maybe he paid somebody off, right, who was running the skiff.
Right.
It's possible.
Uh-huh.
Or he had some secret way. I remember who was the guy who got busted? He stuffed the shit down his pants and got out.
Walker.
They busted him. Who was that guy?
Walker.
Yeah. And they busted him.
Right.
Of course,
Right, but there's even, well, Biden.
They find it fucking 15 years later in his goddamn garage.
And what also has been matched up is that now it's not known publicly, but his flights, his moves back and forth between the U.S. and China all coincide with certain classified events that took place. That skiff situation is one of them that did come out public. It's just one of a bunch. And basically, I think there's some big group that's attempting they're using the guise of the public couldn't handle it or blah, 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 or whatever. To intercept it. Well, yeah, they're intercepting every person that gets information is going to talk about it or release it or whatever, which is why I like that Vince guy that was suddenly just shot dead on a Washington, D.C. street. Well, it was during Clinton, when she was a Secretary of State, because he had got his hands on some of that information.
They've been killing people in Arkansas for a long time.
Right.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go. The wife's calling me.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you later.
I'll see you guys tomorrow about probably 5 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good. See you then.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's and to finish out real quick, the other thing that's come into play is that intel has been gotten now that we're up over 250,000 Chinese military-age males that have come across the border, and we don't know where they are. The ones that we do know is over 125,000 that we did catch, and they were tagged and whatever else. And
they weren't deported.
Correct. They were released into the country, and every single action when it comes to China that DHS and the DOD are trying to take, Biden and whoever's running him are aborting every single attempt. With the last one, this last EO he wrote that everybody was, we're going to fix the border and close the border. Well, it's a joke.
Oh, that's a joke. His executive order is a fucking joke.
But get this one. This executive order specifically orders that Chinese nationals are not to be inhibited. Any that are found are to be released.
It has a call out for Chinese nationals?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
What irritates me is they bought a lot of land up. I mean, they have the land to hide a lot of people right now.
Yep. They were going to build that factory in the U.S. or in Wisconsin when what's his face? Our last governor.
Well,
what was our last governor? Shit, can't remember his name.
Wisconsin?
Yeah. And he lost to this Democrat because of George Soros. Scott Walker.
Yeah, Scott Walker.
It was during his term the Chinese wanted to build that huge ass factory down by Milwaukee, which of course also has one of our major military bases there, and it was delayed until it was found out that the factory wasn't. It wasn't going to be what everybody thought it was going to be, basically, and that's why it quietly went away. And from what I understand, a lot of that land they've bought, the states that they've bought it in so far have reneged on the deals. They've pulled back the deals, whatever you want to call it. Not reneged, but have turned it around to basically make it illegal so China can't buy that land.
Yeah, I mean, I know they they did a lot to claw back some of it in South Dakota, I think, but I mean, a lot of the other states, they haven't. But I mean, I think
the ones
they've been trying.
Yeah, the ones that any of them that are within 100 miles of a military base, they have rescinded. They pulled it back.
But there's just so much farmland they've bought up, and I'm not talking like just a little bit, I mean, fucking hundreds of thousands of acres.
Yep. Although in the scheme of things, a few 100,000 acres is not that much in the scheme of things, but their intent of what they're doing is the problem, and that's the good side. We caught them. We've it's come to light before they ended up getting millions of acres. Although the good news is, if the shit hits the fan, the good news is it'll instantly be reverted right back to the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it seems like they're using it to basically try and get around, export costs and export, tariff and all that. They're just doing their own production and going straight there.
Well, it's also because they're hurting big time for food.
Yeah. But hey, man, pay the money.
Yeah, well, that's why they're buying up all these fucking food companies too. It's amazing how many people don't know that. A
lot of the slaughterhouses, packing houses are all getting bought up by the Chinese.
Yep. Tyson Foods, Smithfield's, bunch of the biggest names, and they're being bought by the Chinese. My bet is when China's ready to go to war, they'll probably COVID all the food that they sell to us, which is one of the reasons that we made the decision. That's why my wife and I made the decision to go off, to grow our own. Most of my buddies.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know now here in my neighborhood, we'll probably be fine for a little while. I've been pushing for them to increase the herd size every year, and they did up it. They upped it 4 head. It's still half of what I think it needs to be, but I would be more comfortable if they were running about 30 head out there.
Yep. You'll have to, shit ever hits the fan, first thing.
And then we're gonna have them. The plan is to basically have them had it butchered ourselves and then just sell the meat, you know? Either, you know, quarter, half, whatever, or then just actually using specific cuts, working with a local butcher, slaughterhouse. Because there's several, there's quite a few small slaughterhouses all over in our state, so that's the plan. But everyone's kind of nervous. They're like, well, what if, you know, we can't sell it? And I was like, are you kidding me? Organic, grass-fed. Oh yeah, you don't even say organic, just say grass-fed, local, grass-fed. No hormones, no drugs, no nothing. You know, just boom, it'll freaking fly off the shelf. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Shit hits a fan. The first thing you're gonna have to do though is butcher a couple of them and try to smoke the meat.
Yeah, try and get it. Well, you know. Gotta see though, the problem is we're not holding them year round, so depending on the timing, it could get, you know, the timing could be bad, right?
Yeah, because if you got any cattle there, the hordes are gonna take them from you. They'll just come in and take them all.
Yeah.
People get hungry. Well, people get hungry.
Yeah. People get hungry, that's true. This is true.
Oh. What the hell was I doing? I don't know. Neither do I.
But, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah.
Anywho, I thought I'd pop in. I was like, I've been whole weekend, I've just been, it's been fun though, the kids, you know.
Well, it's funny because none of us have been playing all week. Not me.
Oh, really?
Nobody. Yeah, nobody.
Well, I have no desire because the current live build is just so fucking toxically bad.
Yep.
Just crashing 30 Ks, it crashes, it's just freaking in such bad shape.
Well, it's, you know, and they keep, their emphasis is on this fucking Xenothreat bullshit event. And while, yeah, I guess they're fixing some bugs and stuff too, the fact that they're holding back the bug fixes is infuriating because the rest of us have to deal with it. And, you know, they could release a patch with the bug fixes and worry about Xenothreat, you know, at the same time. They don't, but it's just, it's bullshit. And that's why none of us have played since last weekend.
The current PTU is running way better than live.
Yeah, well, that's because it's got the bug fixes that this should have. That's what I said.
Yeah.
They should have just pushed it with the bug
Just
fixes.
push it. And I think it's because maybe they don't want to push. They don't want to have the expense. Maybe they're just trying to save some money on pushing a build to live.
Could be, but I think it's, if they can't afford to push a live build with patch fixes or something else going on. If you think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems odd that they, I don't know, maybe they're just oblivious. Maybe they just got tunnel vision.
I don't know what it is, but it's why nobody's playing, because it just...
Because it just runs for shit.
Yep,
Yeah, it just does not run.
Yeah, well, the only reason I'm in now is I was helping Chief since he just got back, so I was helping him get... He hasn't
It'd be a
played.
lot better if they just push the 3.1A out. I mean,
Yeah.
it would make a hell of a difference.
Yep, there was supposed to be another PTU patch tonight, but apparently that fell through or something.
Yeah, maybe we'll see well, I don't think we're going to see an Evocati build until they get 3.1A out.
Yep, more likely.
I mean, I just don't think they can. I don't think they can multitask, you know, to that level.
Yeah, they, unlike me, they can't chew bubble gum and take names.
Right. I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yep. Although it's not take names, it's kick ass, you know. Came here to chew bubble gum and kill people. And I'm all out
You
of
want to
bubble
hear
gum.
something fucking hilarious? So my kids buy this tractor, right? It's got a Tecumseh, you know, 15 and a half horsepower engine in it, you know,
It's got a
whatever.
motor.
No deck, so it was missing the mower deck, but it was okay shape, right? we looked it over, and the guy's like, well, you know, the battery's dead. And I looked at it, and I'm like, going, you know, I mean, sure, we can get it to run. There's nothing, you know, nothing to
Right.
it. And the guy, my son had talked him down from 450 down to 200, right?
Right.
And it had a horrible paint job. Clearly, the guys were trying to fix it up, but we're looking at it, and it's like, you know, it's just odd, right? But I'm like, you know, it's probably nothing we can't handle. You know, I mean, we're mechanically do just about anything, right?
Right.
And so we get it home, and we're looking at it, and the battery's only a year old. I'm like, well, shit, throw the charger on the damn thing. We'll try and start it. You know, this was like Friday.
Yeah.
Because they got the trailer all working, though it's not licensed. So I was like, well, look, you know, my son's like, God dang it, it's just freaking, you know, a mile away. Let's just go get it, you know. And I was like, well, if we get busted, you're paying the ticket, you know. And so we go down and we get it. We bought it for 200.
Why would you get busted?
And then, because it's not licensed, the registration on the trailer is expired. That expired for 20 years.
You have to have registration license on a trailer?
Oh yeah, Colorado.
Are you serious?
Yeah, totally
Wow.
serious.
We don't, unless
Yeah,
you're
well,
a commercial.
good for you.
Unless you're a commercial company.
Yeah, it doesn't matter here.
Wow. I guess you guys must have car inspectors. Oh, you do, don't you?
Oh yeah.
We don't have that either.
Yeah. So
We need to move to a free state, man.
yeah, free state. We get it, you know, there. And we're looking at it. We get it charged, the battery charged, and we start it, and it just goes. Wow, the RPM just maxes out. And we're like, holy fucking shit! And we look at it. We shut it off. We look. And my brother, who's a smart guy, he's very mechanically inclined. And he looks at it, he goes, they've got it inverted on the carburetor. We look, we see it's a brand new carburetor on the engine. And my brother's like, I wonder if these idiots
Put it on
either
backwards.
got the wrong carburetor or installed it. Well, they got the wrong carburetor, right? I mean, it's the right, but the wrong.
Right.
And so the throttle's on the wrong side. They got the throttle mount 180 degrees opposed to the governor control direction. So the governor was in a positive feedback mode, and as soon as you start it, the governor basically maxes the throttle out instead of controlling, you know. So it's like, okay, shit. So we looked, but there was no way to flip it. So we just made an adapter plate and mounted it on top, and then attached the throttle, played around a bit, you know, to get the angle right and the distance, all that kind of played with it a little bit, made an adapter plate.
Well, why couldn't you flip it back?
Because the way that carburetor is designed, I can't flip, it's a pin shaft. It's not like it's, maybe we could have drilled it out and tapped it and made it to where I could rotate the plate. Yeah, it's a solid pin plate onto the shaft that goes into the butterfly
Yep.
for the throttle.
I had that problem with my.
And so we couldn't do it. It's just easier to just make an adapter plate to screw it onto the top of the existing plate and then change where the throttle attaches, right?